What if I told you that the girl who was laughed off stage at her school talent show is now worth $47 million and has sold more records than Taylor Swift in her first year? What if I told you that the same girl was so poor she had to duct tape her shoes together just to perform, and now she owns 3 record labels? But here's the part that'll blow your mind. She was rejected by every major record label in America, told she wasn't marketable, told she didn't have the look, told she should give up her dreams and get a real job. Yet she discovered something about human psychology that turned her biggest weakness into her greatest strength. And what she found changed everything we thought we knew about success, talent, and what it really takes to make it in this world. This isn't some fairy tale. This is a true story of Emma Rodriguez. And by the end of these 15 minutes, you'll understand why 99% of talented people fail, while 1% become unstoppable forces of nature. But here's the twist that'll change how you see failure forever. Emma's success had nothing to do with her voice. Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal will either transform your life, or you'll dismiss it like everyone else and wonder why you're still stuck 5 years from now. Meet Emma Rodriguez. March 2018. She's 16 years old, standing backstage at Lincoln High School in Detroit, Michigan. In 5 minutes, she'll walk onto that stage for the annual talent show in front of 400 students, teachers, and parents. But Emma's not like the other kids. While her classmates wore designer outfits and expensive instruments, Emma stood there in a dress from Goodwill and shoes held together with duct tape. Her family couldn't afford the $30 entry fee, so she had to work extra shifts at the local diner just to participate. But here's what makes Emma's story different from every other rags to riches tale you've heard. Emma wasn't naturally gifted. She didn't have a golden voice. She'd never had a singing lesson in her life. She learned to sing by mimicking YouTube videos in her bedroom, using a broken phone as her microphone. Her song choice that night? Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, the same song that dozens of contestants had murdered at talent shows across America. The most overdone, cliché song choice possible. But Emma had a secret weapon that none of the other contestants knew about. She had nothing left to lose. You see, Emma's life was falling apart. Her mother was working 3 jobs just to pay rent. Her father had walked out when she was 12. Her younger brother had been diagnosed with leukemia, and the medical bills were drowning their family in debt. Emma had applied for 23 different scholarships and been rejected by every single one. Her grades were average. Her test scores were mediocre. She had no special talents, no connections, no advantages. The talent show wasn't just a performance for Emma. It was her last shot at changing her family's life. First prize was $500 and a recording session at a local studio. To her family, $500 meant groceries for a month. As Emma walked onto that stage, she could hear the whispers from the audience. Look at her shoes. Is that dress in the thrift store? Poor girl doesn't even have a proper microphone. But something happened the moment Emma opened her mouth that nobody expected. She didn't just sing hallelujah. She transformed it. While every other contestant tried to impress the judges with vocal runs and technical perfection, Emma did something completely different. She sang the song like her life depended on it, because it did. Every word came from a place of raw, authentic emotion. Every note was filled with the pain of watching her mother cry over unpaid bills. Every breath carried the weight of her brother's hospital visits. But here's the moment that changed everything. Halfway through the song, Emma's voice cracked. Not from nerves, but from pure emotion. Most singers would have been embarrassed. Most would have tried to cover it up. Emma leaned into it. She let the crack become part of the song. She let her vulnerability become her strength. She let her imperfection become her superpower. The auditorium went dead silent. 400 people stopped breathing. You could hear a pin drop. When Emma finished, there was a moment of complete silence. Then one person started clapping. Then another. Then another. Within seconds, the entire auditorium was on their feet, giving Emma the longest standing ovation in the school's history. Emma won first place. But more importantly, someone in that audience that night was about to change her life forever. Jessica Martinez, a talent scout for a small independent label, had been dragged to the talent show by her niece. She was scrolling through emails on her phone, barely paying attention, when Emma's voice made her look up. After the show, Jessica approached Emma with an offer. "I want to sign you to a record deal." Emma's response shocked her. "I don't want a record deal. I want to learn the business." See, Emma had spent months researching the music industry. She knew that most artists sign away their rights for pennies. She knew that record labels made millions while artists stayed broke. Emma had a different plan. Over the next 6 months, instead of recording an album, Emma worked at Jessica's label for free. She learned about contracts, royalties, marketing, distribution. She studied the business side of music, like a PhD student. But the real breakthrough came when Emma discovered something that would revolutionize her entire approach to success. She realized that talent wasn't the most important factor in making it in music. Connection was. While other artists focus on perfecting their craft, Emma focused on perfecting her ability to connect with people. She understood that people don't buy music. They buy emotions, stories, and experiences. Emma started posting videos on social media, but not typical singing videos. She posted videos of her working at the diner, helping her mother with bills, visiting her brother in the hospital. She shared her story, her struggles, her dreams. Each video showed Emma singing while doing normal, everyday things. Singing while washing dishes. Singing while folding laundry. Singing while walking through her neighborhood. The response was incredible. Within 3 months, Emma had 100,000 followers. Within 6 months, 500,000. Within a year, over 2 million. But Emma wasn't just building a fan base. She was building a movement. People didn't just listen to Emma's music. They connected with her story. They saw themselves in her struggles. They believed in her dreams because she represented their dreams. When Emma finally released her first single, Duct-Taped Dreams, it wasn't just a song. It was an anthem for everyone who had ever felt overlooked, underestimated, or left behind. The song went viral overnight, not because it was perfectly produced or technically flawless, but because it was authentic, real, raw. Within 48 hours, Duct-Taped Dreams had over 5 million streams. Within a week, it hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Within a month, it had been streamed over 50 million times. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Instead of signing with a major label, Emma used her viral success to start her own record company. She called it Second Chance Records and dedicated it to finding talented artists who had been overlooked by the industry. Emma's first signing? A homeless man she met outside a subway station who had the most incredible voice she'd ever heard. Her second? A 67-year-old woman who had been singing in church choirs her entire life, but never had a chance to record. Each artist Emma signed had a story. Each had been rejected, overlooked, or told they weren't good enough. But Emma saw something that the major labels missed: authentic talent with genuine stories. Within 2 years, Second Chance Records had signed 12 artists. Every single one of them had at least one top 10 hit. The label was generating over $20 million in revenue annually. But Emma's success wasn't just about the money. It was about the mission. She had discovered something that the music industry had forgotten. People don't just want to hear great music. They want to feel connected to the artists who make it. They want to believe in stories of hope, struggle, and triumph. Emma's artists weren't just performers. They were storytellers. They were proof that dreams can come true, that circumstances don't define destiny, that talent combined with authenticity can overcome any obstacle. By year 3, Emma's net worth had reached $47 million. She owned 3 record labels, a music publishing company, and a chain of music education centers in low-income neighborhoods. But every morning, Emma still drives by Lincoln High School, not because she's nostalgic, but because she never wants to forget where she came from. And she still has those duct-tape shoes. They sit in a glass case in her office with a plaque that reads, "The shoes that started a movement." Today, Emma Rodriguez is one of the most successful music executives in America. She's been featured on the cover of Forbes, Rolling Stone, and Time magazine. She's won multiple Grammy Awards as a producer and executive. But here's what this story is really about. It's not about Emma becoming rich and famous. It's about the mindset shift that made it possible. Emma discovered what I call the authenticity advantage. While everyone else was trying to be perfect, Emma was willing to be real. While others had their flaws, Emma highlighted her humanity. She learned that in a world of artificial perfection, authenticity becomes a superpower. Emma discovered 3 principles that separate those who make it from those who don't. Principle 1, vulnerability is strength. Emma's voice crack didn't ruin her performance. It made it unforgettable. Her duct-taped shoes didn't embarrass her. They became her brand. When you're willing to be vulnerable, you become relatable. When you're relatable, you become unstoppable. Principle 2, story trumps skill. Emma wasn't the most technically skilled singer in that talent show, but she had the most compelling story. People connect with stories, not statistics. They remember emotions, not perfection. Principle 3, authenticity scales. Emma didn't try to be someone else. She amplified who she already was. She took her struggles and turned them into strengths. She took her disadvantages and turned them into advantages. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Emma had these same principles available to her before she stepped onto that stage. The difference wasn't the knowledge. It was the courage to use it. When Emma had nothing left to lose, she discovered what she was truly capable of. Right now, you have access to more resources than Emma ever had. You have the internet. You have social media platforms. You have opportunities to share your story and connect with people around the world. So the question isn't whether success is possible for you. The question is, what story are you telling yourself about why you can't have it? Because I guarantee you, whatever excuse you're making, Emma had a bigger one. Whatever obstacle you're facing, Emma faced worse. The difference is simple. Emma decided that her story was her strength, not her weakness. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, take out your phone and write down 3 things. 1 unique story or experience that makes you different from everyone else. 1 platform where you're going to start sharing your authentic self. 1 dream you're going to pursue despite what others might think. Because here's the truth that most people can't handle. 5 years from now, you'll either be living proof that authenticity wins, or you'll be pretending to be someone you're not and wondering why you feel empty inside. Emma Rodriguez didn't have some special gift. She wasn't born with advantages. She didn't have connections or capital. She had what you have right now, a story. The choice to hide your story or share it with the world. The choice to let your struggles define you or to let them refine you. The choice to play it safe or to be authentically, unapologetically you. What's it going to be? Because I promise you this. If a poor girl with duct-taped shoes can build a $47 million music empire by being authentically herself, then whatever dream you have is not only possible, it's inevitable if you have the courage to be real. Starting today, starting now, your transformation begins with embracing your story. Own it.